Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Game Master and welcome to my channel. And here's my second list of games that are on sale during the whole Steam summer sale. And most of these are cheap and they're worth getting, and I'll talk about the ones that are kinda cheap and budget first, and then we'll go down to the games that require a little deeper pockets. And then I'll also talk about the games that might be worth getting while they're on sale. They're not that great, but if you're curious about them, they're worth playing if you pay $4 or $5. But I certainly wouldn't want to pay full price for some of these games that we're talking about, especially with the Hyperdimensional Neptunia series. Anyways, let's get started. Code of Princess, regular price $14.99, sale price is half off at $7.49. Are you looking for a Guardian Heroes type games with a lot of fun fan service? Then Code of Tits might be the game you're looking for. As players guide a young warrior princess across her kingdom, battling bad guys using a magic sword that's twice her size. The gameplay is quite excellent and uses plenty of old 2D brawlers mixed in with some good RPG elements. This is a really fun game. My only complaint with this game is the really poor resolution, as it was originally a 3DS game, and also a lack of the English dub when it comes to the Steam version, as the 3DS version did have an English dub. This one doesn't. Still, if you're looking for an entertaining old school brawler, look no further than Code of Brickhouse. Double Dragon Neon. Regular price is $10, the sale price is at $2.50. While Code of Melons is a good 2D fighter game, another game that you definitely shouldn't overlook is Double Dragon Neon. Yes, the whole game is a farce on the old school fighting genre, but you know what? It's an extremely fun farce, and it is also a good brawler in its own right. Poking fun of its tropes, plus anything to do with pop culture references in the 80s, this is one game you shouldn't miss out on if you're fans of fighting games from that time. The Political Machine, regular price is $10, sale price $4.99. The Political Machine is a really decent strategy if you like politics. It's a game in which you pick a candidate and try to win a presidential election. Things like issues, campaigning, and understanding the Electoral College come front and center, and it's a really entertaining strategy game worthy of a pickup if you're into any kind of politics. Now, I put DuckTales Remastered on my list last time, but for a few dollars more you can get the NES version, which in some ways is far superior than the remaster. Plus, this collection also has Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers in it, Tailspin, Darkwing Ducks, and then the sequels to both DuckTales and Chip and Dale. Both of these sequels will cost you an arm and a leg to get hard copies for the NES. All of them are pretty good old school games, plus they have an added rewind feature to help new players out, and then time attack modes for us old schoolers to show off. You would be crazy not to check out this collection if you enjoy old school Disney games. Final Fantasy IX, regular price $20.99, sale price $10.49. One of my favorite Final Fantasy games ever. It wasn't on sale last year since it was still new to Steam, however it's hitting the summer sale this year. The Steam version has a nice HD smoothing effect added to it that makes the game really pop, and it just looks nice compared to its PlayStation 1 counterpart. What really makes this game worth the pickup though is, even if you still own the original though, its use of the boosters in the game make the game easier. If you wonder what the boosters are, it allows you to speed up the game, attack at a higher rate, or have unlimited use of your limits. Or you can just attack with like a 99,999 attack point each turn, making grinding easier. I caution the use of some of these if you're new to the game, except against bosses like this. He's a pain in the butt that has kept me from properly enjoying any repeat playthroughs on the PlayStation 1. Now I can just boom, hit him and he's dead. And continue on with what is a really charming story and a really fun game. Definitely pick this one up if you're a fan of old school Final Fantasies. Okay, the next three on this list occupy the last remnant slot from my last year's list. These are games that people who want to play somewhat of a bad game that they heard about and are kind of curious to try it. These are games I would never recommend at full price, but if they're cheap enough, it might be worth purchasing just to satisfy one's curiosity. They're not god-awful, they're just really severely flawed in one way or another. Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, $5.99, sale price $4.01. What can I say about Star Wars Shadow of the Empire other than the fact that it has some of its segments being really fun and they were even repeated in other Star Wars games just because of how good they are. I'm talking about things like the Battle of Hoth and other really fun shooter levels. Unfortunately, between these really exciting set pieces is a dull and frustrating third-person shooting experience. While the PC version, I guess, had cutscenes, and the new Steam version seems to up the frame rate quite a bit, and the resolution is a bit better, it did so a bit haphazardly, the controls aren't great, and the level design is still frustrating. I don't know if I will ever do a review on this one, at least not right now, because my screen capture software gets in the way of important stuff like making sure to record text and health bars appearing on the screen. But I can at least record this type of stuff. That poor stormtrooper just said goodbye to his two best friends. And I'm not talking about the ones in the Winnebago. Hyperdimensional Neptunia, regular price $20.99, sales price $5.99. When Hyperdimensional Neptunia isn't being too moe or ecchi for its own good, it tells a really smart, funny, satirical story on the nature of us gamers, and the amount of dedication that some fanboys commit to their console can almost be considered religious. So it pokes fun at this by turning the consoles into goddesses and then having a little fun at anything and everything related to the games business. Unfortunately, repeated levels and some really lame boss fights keep the game from being truly great. Still, if you're looking for a humorous story, you could definitely do worse, so if you're looking to have a laugh or two, regardless of how stupid the joke is, definitely consider picking this one up. Mega Tagmentional Blanc Plus Neptune vs. Zombies, regular price is $30, sale price is $8. This one almost falls into the skip entirely. While not the worst game I've ever played, the game takes away the humor and charm that I experienced in the original game and replaces with something that is really boring. And the action, although is solid, is also very repetitive and lacks any type of imagination when it comes to stage design and scenarios. Again, while not god-awful, I wouldn't recommend this for more than $10, so if you're interested or curious about picking this one up, do it now. Don't do it at regular price. Alright, the next games on my list are kind of expensive game recommendations. These aren't going to be cheap, under $10 games. They are going to cost you some money, but they are on sale at a decent price, and some of them are pretty good. So let's take a look at these. Attack on Titan, regular price $60, sale price $30. Attack on Titan is a bit on the easy side, and the post-game content, if you want to call it that, is a bit repetitive. But if you like the anime, the game is pretty good. Think Steampunk Spider-Man. As far as the story goes, it follows the anime, and it goes like this. What's left of humanity is under attack by the Titans. Humanity's only hope comes from Aaron, a young man who can transform into a Titan himself and defend the walls they have built to protect themselves from the onslaught. It's got a lot of action that you expect from a game based on the series. On the bad side, while the Titans may be big hunking beasts that are fun to take down and like to eat other humans, they are still really easy to take down in this game. It's hard to see why people get scared when anybody with a hookshot and a knife could probably destroy an army of them. Still, while the gameplay may be a bit simple, it's still worth taking a look into because it is a really fun game. Tales of Berseria, regular price $50, sale price is $30. I may not have enjoyed Tales of Berseria as much as Tales of the Abyss or Vesperia, but I still enjoyed it a lot. With an anti-hero as the main character who's out for revenge against the man who killed her family and turned her into an unfeeling monster, Velvet's an interesting character to get into her head. But even when her Captain Ahab routine runs flat, the rest of the characters are also interesting enough in their problems to keep it going. Combat system isn't the best the Tale game has to offer, but it's still fun in a button-mashing way. If you're going for a high-end RPG, you should definitely go for this one. It's really, really fun, especially since Final Fantasy 15 isn't out on Steam yet. Now I'm going to get into the one game where I want people to avoid like the plague. Now this one game I feel I like to really have to warn people to stay away from, and I don't care if it's on sale, I don't care if it's free. You really don't want to play this one, and that is Double Dragon 4, and oh god, does this game suck. Yeah, I recommend Double Dragon Neon. I even kind of casually recommend the trilogy, but not enough to talk about it in this video. But stay away from Double Dragon 4. It gets everything wrong about reinterpreting a classic franchise. It tries to be retro without understanding why some gamers love retro. Yeah, points on the 8-bit graphics, but us retro gamers don't want to be reminded of the clunky controls, unfair difficulty, and the frustrations of having to repeat things over and over again when you fail, especially when it's not your fault. Because the fault belongs to either a broken AI or just crappy controls. Like I said, I don't care if it's free. You shouldn't even waste your time on it. It's that bad. Well, guys, this is it for this year. I know I'm getting this video out kind of late. Hopefully there'll still be a Steam sale going on when I finally get this uploaded. But here are some more of my recommendations. I'll be back later with some more videos. Feel free to like this video if this video was any help to you. See you guys later.